Now that you just got to the floor. You might have to hit a button there. Okay, welcome, welcome. Vinyasa flow, this is a 45-minute class. I should have done that the other way. Hit record and then child's pose. All right, we are gonna start in child's pose here. Welcome, Mary. All right, so yeah, just find your way in this child's pose or just on your hands and knees. Make sure your my zone's on if you're doing my zone. But we're just gonna take some breaths here. So settle in, maybe the forehead comes to the floor or the back of the hands. We might wiggle the hips around a bit, side to side. If you're more up on the knees, maybe more of a cat-cow. Welcome, Kathy. So taking a breath in through the nose here, if possible. Sometimes we might be a little stuffy in the morning. Just breathe through the mouth if that's not working. And then exhale out of the mouth. I'm just doing a few more big breaths like that. Inhale, really fill up. Exhale out of the mouth. And you can even make a ha kind of sound, pushing the air out and just giving that extra force behind it. Let's do one more breath just like that here. Beautiful. If you're in this child's pose, make your way up to tabletop position. We're going to move the hips around from here. So go ahead and bring those wrists underneath the shoulders and then take the hips a little side to side here. So we're getting into our side body or outer hip a little bit. And we can take the shoulders with it as well. So it's this lateral movement of the spine, side to side. And then come back to center and we'll do a couple cat and cows. And then we're going to combine these moves here. So just a couple cat cows, kind of loosening up around the lower back. Inhale as you lift the heart, exhale as you round the back. And just make sure you're moving the, the hips around, getting around the lower back there. Welcome if you're just coming in. Yes, perfect. Now we'll come back to center and imagine our spine as a jump rope. So find a neutral position first, and then we'll take that spine into this jump rope motion. So circling, so it's kind of like the cat-cow and the lateral movement combined. So we'll change directions here, but do it a few more times in this direction and really get into the movement, the rounding of the back, letting the belly drop as it swings around. Perfect, and let's circle the other direction. So our spine like a jump rope. Up and over. Couple more in this direction. Perfect, and then come back to our neutral position, hug the belly in. We'll walk the hands forward and come into down dog. So really spread the fingers wide here. We'll tuck the toes, come up and back. Feel free to come back to child's pose instead. And that can be a great option instead of this down dog as we move through today. We're really extending the arms long, widening the shoulder blades. You can take the gaze back so the back of the neck is long. And then we might pedal out the feet here, bend the knees, get into those feet, ankles. And let's go ahead and take one more breath here. Welcome, everyone. Beautiful. And then on your next inhale, keep the feet as they are from your down dog. We're going to walk our hands back towards the feet and come into a ragdoll. So knees could be bent, let the head go. You could always keep the head lifted if this lowering of the head doesn't feel good, if all the blood rushing to the head isn't comfortable. So a couple more breaths here. We might sway, rock, shake, shake, shimmy. Maybe shake out the head a little. I love that word shimmy. It's just really fun to say. It's probably why I giggle every time I say it. All right, perfect. We're going to slowly roll up to standing. So when you're ready, bend the knees a lot, and we'll start to make our way up. Tuck the chin into the chest and roll on up to standing. So we're at the back of our mat here, which is perfect. We're just going to come up here for a moment. Lift those arms up overhead as you inhale, and then we're going to take it back down. Exhale. So we're walking our hands forward and making our way into plank. Feel free to lower the knees here, but nice and strong in our plank. Core strong, heart reaching forward. Hold here. So we're warming up with this plank a little bit. Find your breath. Make sure the booty's not lifting too high or sinking too low, right at center. One more inhale here. And then exhale, we're gonna lower down to the belly and find our Cobra. So again, feel free to lower the knees, hug those elbows in as we lower down. And then we'll lift into Cobra, tops of the feet down, press into the hands, lift the chest, maybe a little bit. Maybe we press into the hands more and lift up even more, shoulders down. And then lower that chest down. We'll press up and back. Child's pose or down dog. You choose here for a few breaths. Or again, it could be somewhere in between that tabletop position. Go ahead and make your way to down dog if you're not there. Ready? And then on your next inhale, once again, walk those hands back towards the feet. So we're at the back of the mat. Let's inhale, halfway lift right here, flat back. Fingers can come to the shins. Exhale, release. Roll up to standing once again. Bend the knees, roll on up, chin hugging in. And we're just rolling up. Take those arms overhead. Yes. Beautiful. And exhale, we come back down, finding your plank. Walk those hands forward. Find your plank here. Inhale, hold. Exhale, stay here. One more inhale, like you're pushing the floor away. Reach the heart forward. And then as we exhale, we'll lower down to the belly. Knees could come first or all the way down. Cobra as you inhale, maybe coming a little further up. Heart forward and up. Back to our down dog or child's pose. Few breaths here. You might inhale through the nose, exhale out of the mouth. Just a great way to release tension. One more full breath right here. And then from your down dog on your next inhale, we'll walk those hands back. Once again, we're going to do this one more time. Walk those hands back towards the feet. Halfway lift there. Inhale. Forward fold. Exhale. Rise up. You could roll up or flat back. Arms come up. And then we come right back down. Here we go. So we're at the back of the mat. And then we walk our hands forward. Find that plank. Hold here. 2 breaths. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Nice and strong in our plank. Inhale. Heart reaches forward. Lowering down here. Exhale. Bend the elbows. Knees could come down to the belly. And then we lift into Cobra. Inhale. Open the chest. Exhale, down dog, couple breaths. Warming up with these sun salutations. Welcome everyone, happy Sunday. So good to see you all. I've been out of commission this last week, so It's really hard not to VFit when you're not feeling well. Luckily, we have the yin and the unwind to come to if we need just something. All right, let's take one more breath here. And then from your down dog, we'll walk those hands back towards the feet. So we're at the back of the mat, halfway lift there, inhale. Exhale, fold. Rise up, flat back or roll on up. And we'll stay standing here, release those arms. All right, we'll come from, we could stay at the back of the mat. Actually, come to the front of the mat because we're gonna step back into a lunge. So we'll come from the back and come to the front, but I'm gonna stay in the middle, so I'm facing you all. But we're gonna find our balance here and start to bring the right knee into the chest. So go ahead and take that right knee in. Feel free to circle this foot around a little bit, maybe flex point. Yes, beautiful. Maybe no hands, hands to the hips. We're extending up. We're gonna come out of this here in just a moment. So hug that knee in here, inhale. Exhale, we're gonna send that right leg back, stepping into a lunge. So right leg steps back, lunge. Let's take the arms back as well. So we're in this airplane lunge. Arms back, heart forward. Find your feet. We're on the ball of the back foot. And then inhale, lift those arms overhead, maybe lift the gaze. And let's hold here for a moment, just opening the chest, maybe taking cactus arms where elbows come wider and our chest opens a little more. Yes, beautiful. Take an inhale here. Exhale, our hand's gonna come forward and we're gonna come into a half split. So feel free, if you're just not feeling that, you could just stay here in this lunge, hands forward, maybe lifting the heart forward, or we're lifting this back leg up, standing split. Right leg lifts, nose reaches towards that left shin, and we hold for 3. Maybe walk the hands closer to the standing foot, maybe holding an ankle, 2, and 1. So that right foot steps to meet the left, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift right there. Exhale, fold. Rise on up to standing, roll up or flat back. And we're gonna do that on the other side. All right, here we go. Left knee into the chest, find your balance. Maybe no hands, maybe arms extended. Yes, beautiful. Core nice and strong. Hug that knee in here, inhale. Oh yeah, circle, thank you. Reminding me here, circle your foot around. Beautiful, now we inhale here. Exhale, step that leg back, find your lunge. Airplane lunge, arms come back, heart forward. So we're light on the ball, the back foot. Beautiful, next inhale, lift those arms overhead. Our crescent lunge or cactus arms here. Lift the gaze, open the chest. Slight back bend. Inhale here. Exhale, take those hands forward, stay there, or we lift that left leg up, standing splits. Hello, hamstring. So we'll come back to this. Don't feel like you have to come into the fullest here. We're still warming up a bit. Maybe walk those hands in. One more full breath right here. And release, stepping the left foot to meet the right, forward fold. We'll inhale, halfway lift there. Exhale, fold, rise on up to standing. Roll up or flat back. And release. All right, we're gonna pick it up and move more with the breath, that same sequence we just went through. So right knee comes into the chest first. Feel free to lift those arms overhead or hands to the hips or hands to the knee. Here we go, inhale here. Moving with the breath. Exhale, step it back, airplane arms, find your lunge. Inhale, those arms come overhead. Lift up, gaze lifts. Exhale, hands come forward. Inhale, stay here, right leg lifts, standing split. Exhale, right foot releases, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift there. Forward fold, exhale. Rise on up, roll up or flat back. And we'll take it to the other side. Here we go, left knee into the chest. Inhale. Exhale, step it back, lunge, airplane arms. Inhale, crescent lunge, arms reach, gaze lifts. Exhale, those hands come forward. Stay here, standing split, left leg lifts. Reaching that nose towards the shin. And then release that foot, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, we fold. Rise on up. We'll continue and do one more on each side. Here we go. Release those arms, right leg or right knee in. Inhale, arms can come overhead. Find a flow, a water element. Step it back, lunge. Inhale, lift those arms up, lift the gaze. And our crescent lunge, exhale, hands come forward. Inhale, stay there, standing split, right leg left. Exhale, step that foot forward, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Rise on up to standing, roll up or flat back. And we release. I know we're doing a lot of up, down. We're almost there. Inhale, that left knee in. Exhale, step it back, airplane lunge. Inhale, arms come overhead, open the chest. Exhale, hands forward, lift that back leg up, standing split or stay there. And then release the foot, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise on up to standing, roll up or flat back. And release. Whew, great job. All right, let's get into a little balance here, and then we'll come back down to the floor. We're just gonna do a tree balance. Left foot, let's ground down into our left foot, and we're gonna bring our right foot to the inside of the ankle, calf, or thigh. So above or below the knee, our hands come to heart center here. Beautiful. So helps to keep your eyes, your gaze on something eye level, 1 point. Finding your breath here. Making sure this standing leg is super strong. So it press down into the foot. Yes. Press back into this right foot. So the left leg is pressing back into that right foot. Nice and strong. Feel free to grow your tree, extending out or up or in either direction. Trees, branches extend and reach, right? Maybe lift the gaze. We got a couple more breaths here. With the breath, focus. Beautiful. And then start to release those hands in front of the heart. And we'll release, shake it out. Whew, great job. That standing leg, we'll feel it after a little while there. All right, take it into the other side, right foot. Just really ground into the foot, spread the toes, and then we'll take that left foot in, above or below the knee. Stand tall. We have our string attached to the crown of the head, lifting us up here. Yes. Standing leg super strong, pressing back into the foot. And then again, we might extend out our branches in whatever direction, or maybe just bring those hands behind the back, interlace fingers, or reach to the lower back. We might lift the gaze or close one eye or both eyes. Challenge your balance here. If you'd like, a few more breaths. Beautiful, friends. Go ahead and release the hands back to center. And then we'll release that foot. Step it out, shake it out. All right, let's take it back down to the mat. We'll come to the front of the mat if you're not there already. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, swan dive fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into our plank. Chaturanga, feel free to lower the knees. You can come to the belly or just hover, hugging those elbows in. Cobra or up dog, heart forward. Back to our down dog. All right, let's get a little more into the hips. Right leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip here. So reaching our right heel towards left glute. This could be done from a tabletop position also. But even out the weight between the hands in this down dog. Try not to lean all the weight into that left side. Even out, hands, shoulders, and just opening from the right hip. Maybe making some circles with foot or knee. Couple more breaths. And then inhale, straighten that leg, square the hips. Exhale, we're going to step the foot forward, setting up for warrior two. So really walk that foot forward. This is a pretty long stance. And then come on up. Or we can really get wide with the legs here so that we can sink into this front knee. And then extend the arms forward and back. Yes. Beautiful. Gaze over the front fingers. Maybe sink a little lower in that front knee as we open the knee to the right. Inhale here. Exhale, stay right here. And then inhale, straighten front leg. We're going to come into Trikonasana triangle. Back foot can come in an inch or two. Take those right fingers forward and then lower that hand to the shin or maybe a block. Block here is great. Block to the inside or outside of that ankle. And then this left arm comes up. So we're turning our upper body to the side here. Reaching that top arm up, maybe lift the gaze. Strong in the feet and the legs. Hold for 3. Opening that top shoulder, top rib cage, 2. And 1. Engage your core as we lift on up, reverse triangle. So keep the legs as they are. That right arm just reaches up. Find some length here. Maybe lift the gaze. Left hand slides down the back leg. Let's inhale. Exhale, bend the knee. Hands release forward, step back into our plank. Chaturanga, feel free to skip these and meet us in down dog or do a cat cow. Cobra or up dog as you inhale, and then back to our down dog as you exhale. Beautiful job. Let's take it to the other side. Left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip, take some breaths here. Circling foot or knee. Even out that weight between hands, shoulders. And then inhale, straighten that leg as we square the hips. Ready for our warrior two. Step it forward in between the hands. Come on up, back foot flat. Sinking into that front knee. Yes, gorgeous. Opening left knee to the left and lengthening through the arms, forward and back. Nice and strong in our warrior. Open through the heart, strong in the legs, grounded. And then here we go, triangle, front leg straightens, back foot in, reaching those left fingers forward. Find some length here and then lower that hand down, right arm reaches, yes. So think about stacking the shoulders here. So we're really opening that top shoulder, top rib cage. Yes, maybe lift the gaze. Strong in the core and the legs. We don't want to just let go here. It's strong as we're opening and expanding. Let's take 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more breath here. Inhale. You got it. Exhale. Next inhale, engage the core, rise on up, keep the legs as they are. That left arm reaches, reverse triangle. Find that stretch on the side body. Lift the gaze. Take 1 more inhale here. And exhale, bend the knee, plant the hands forward, step back into our plank, chaturanga. Up dog or cobra, chest lifts. Down dog or child's pose, take it back, breathe. Check in. These are the moments for us to just check in physically, mentally, emotionally. How we doing? All right, next inhale from your down dog, right leg lifts. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip just with the breath here. Inhale, straighten that right leg. Exhale, we're gonna step the foot to the outside of the hand. So we're coming into lizard lunge. Lizard lunge, great hip flexor stretch. So bring in the front ankle below the knee or hands to the inside of this foot here, and then reach the heart forward. Back knee can lower down or stay lifted if you want a little more power. We're gonna lower down to our forearms if you have the range. Otherwise, just stay on the palms. And again, a block could be used here for the forearms. So keep the spine extending, heart reaching forward. Maybe let the head come forward a little bit. Breathing into the stretch. Our hips a lot of the time need that extra just love, attention, TLC. So the bigger we can breathe, the more present we can become. The more release can happen. We'll go ahead and take 1 more inhale here. 1 more exhale. And if you come down to the forearms, go ahead and come on up. We're gonna come into pigeon next. Feel free to come into a seated figure 4, and I'll show you that. We're gonna come into pigeon first. Right foot will walk over to the left, and we're setting up our shin. The heel might come in a little bit more angled or parallel to the front of the mat. And then finding a squaring of the hips. So that's where this can be tricky. We might bring a block underneath that right outer hip. And then just first sit up tall, lengthen that back leg behind you. And then we may start to come forward onto the palms, maybe down to the forearms, into that sleeping pigeon. So if that's not going to work for the knee, you can come to a seated figure 4. Same idea, crossing that right ankle above the left knee. And we're working there. So if you're in this pigeon, you might support the head with our handy blocks, or just use the hands, stacking fists, and we'll settle in. Again, a great place to breathe. Big breaths. Doing our best to stay present with the breath, with the body right here. Noticing the stretch. But then noticing the release over this breath and time. And we'll just go ahead, take one more breath here. If you folded forward, go ahead and start to make your way up. Come to the forearms, the palms. And we'll tuck the back toes under, extend that right leg back, shake it out. Come back to down dog if you did the seated forward, figure four. There we go. And then let's take it to the other side. So when you're ready, left leg lifts, inhale. Exhale, bend the knee, open the hip. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, step the foot to the outside of the hands. Here we go, lizard lunge, other side. Let's even it up. So make those adjustments, front ankle below the knee, back knee could be down or lifted. Ground down into the hands, or we might start to think about lowering down to the forearms. Maybe even stacking blocks, one on top of the other. To get there, keep the spine extending, reaching forward. Keep breathing. One more breath here. You've lowered down to the forearms, make your way up, and we'll transition into that pigeon. Here we go. That left foot walks over to the right, or you come to your seat, figure four. It's hard for me to say today. And then as you come into this pigeon, squaring hips, maybe taking that block underneath, left booty, and then coming forward as you're ready. Yes, setting up that block for the head. Come on in. This is a place to just go inward here. We're getting quiet with the breath. And just again, a great place, great time to check in physically, mentally, emotionally. These moments of stillness, quiet. Taking a few more breaths. And on your next inhale, we'll go ahead and start coming up. Tuck the back toes under, extend that left leg back, shake it out. And then we're gonna make our way to our seat. We're gonna get a little core in. We're not quite in peace mode. Even though we went there, we're gonna just do a little core and then we'll take it onto our back for a little more peace. So I know this isn't peace and power, but same idea. So we're gonna play with boat here for a moment. Come to your seat, walk those heels in and hug the knees into the chest. As you do so, lift the heart up. So find length in the spine. And then we find some balance on our sit bones. So we might lift our feet a little bit. And then this might be where we're working. Just finding your balance on your seat, finding your core, fire up. Or we might start to lift the shins. Take the hands behind the knees, could be a good option. Keep that lift of the heart, spine long. Or we might release the arms, find your balance there. Or maybe even start to straighten the legs out. I'm not quite going there today. But wherever you are, keep lifting heart, belly in. We'll hold for 3, 2, and a 1. Let's cross that right ankle in front. And we're just gonna fold forward. Fold forward. Couple breaths here. So right leg is in front and we'll switch sides next. Get into those hips. You might wiggle around a little. And then here we go. Let's try again. Come on up. Find your balance. Find your position. You could even straighten, keeping hands behind the knees. Lifting heart, belly in. Lift, lift, lift. You got it for 3. Looking good. 2. And a 1. We release. Left ankle crosses. Forward fold. Let that go. We're going to do one more. We got one more in us. Otherwise, feel free to stay here. One more breath here, and then we'll come on up. Last boat. I always like to say 3 is a good number to get this done. So here we go. Come on up. Last boat. Maybe take it to your fullest expression. You might straighten the legs. Reach the arms. Lift the heart, belly in. Hold for 3. You got it. 2. And a 1. We release. This time we'll straighten the legs forward. Both legs forward. Sit up tall and then fold forward over the legs. Hamstrings. Maybe reach for the ankles or the feet, but definitely not necessary. The strap is great here too. We'll take about 5 to 10 breaths. And as the breath goes on, we might notice we're able to sink a little further forward. And let's take one more inhale. One more exhale. And then come out of our forward fold. As you inhale, we'll make our way onto our back as you exhale. So feel free to fire up the core a little on your way down, or bend the knees, plant the feet. We'll just make our way down. Nice and strong. And the knees into the chest once you're there. Take a breath, a sigh, whatever naturally comes here. Knees hugging into the chest, and we'll just gently release the knees over to the right. Just a gentle supine twist. Reaching back through the left arm, maybe gaze back left. Didn't do much twisting today. It's more front back, hamstrings. We'll just get this little twist in here to seal our practice. Let's inhale those knees to center and then over to the left. Other side, supine twist. And then on your next inhale, we'll come back to center with those knees. And let's straighten the legs out. We're coming into our rest, Shavasana. Straighten legs, straighten arms, palms face up. Again, that shimmy, find any shimmy, scoot, wiggles to find a comfortable position. Maybe cover the eyes. And let this just be, whether it's a minute, 2 minutes or more, excuse me, let this just be a time to integrate the stretch, the breath, the balance, the strength. Releasing, the letting go. Let our body, our breath just be here. And we'll be here together another minute or so before it's time to log off. So we'll just stay here together. And I'll let you know when it is time. I encourage you to stay here a little longer if you have the time. I will go ahead and log us off. It is time here together. When you're ready to get up for the day, get up nice and slow. Take your time. I thank you all for joining. Always a pleasure to guide you. Namaste. Have a great Sunday, and we'll see you all soon. Namaste.